Alright, y'all, welcome to another episode of me trying to learn motocross. This is a series where I'm giving myself two 30-minute motos on motocross tracks just to try and improve my skills. I've always been kind of weary and scared of motocross just because it's not my skill set or my forte. I enjoy supercross in this game more, but I'm ready for a new challenge. So, with outdoor season upon us, this Saturday we need to get in outdoors mode. So yeah, that's what my challenge is going to be this summer. So this is Timberline MX. It is free on the MXB mod site. So this was a site lap, and I definitely blew that corner. That would have been bad. But anyway, it is completely free. I am not going to do just paid tracks. A lot of the supercross tracks that I have done have been paid tracks, and it's no rhyme or reason. It's just I enjoy supporting the community. It takes a lot of hard work and effort and time and skill to make these tracks, and so I try to support everybody as much as I can. And it can get expensive, when you're shelling out a few bucks for every track. But the way I look at it, man, is if a track is just a couple bucks, that's a soda. And do you really need the soda? Like, the soda will be gone in 2 hours. The track could give you hours and hours and hours and hours of value. So anyway, we'll see how it goes today. Alright, so this lap is about 10 minutes into the first moto, and other than this little bit right here, I felt pretty good about this lap at the time. This was probably 10, 12 minutes into the first moto, and I was getting more comfortable on the track. One thing I will say is that this first moto, I was using a different setup than what I normally would use. I'm playing around with setups, and I didn't pay for it. I don't believe in paying for setups. It's numbers that anybody can change. So it would be one of those things. You could pay for a setup and it not work, or you could pay for a setup and then find out it's exactly what you had anyway. I can't see paying $7, $8, $9 for a setting that is just a number that may not work, So that's just my personal opinion on that. If you feel like you would like to buy a setting or a setup, by all means, but I will not be doing that. I typically find people that post their setups online, and then I'll grab that and test it, and if it works, it works. If not, I'm not out of anything. So, but yeah, 1:34.6. All right, now this lap was much further into the first moto. It was probably 25 minutes into the first moto, and I've said it, I think, in both of the videos I've done so far about this, but consistency is much more important than speed, really. And if I'm thinking correctly, this one was an anomaly. I just kind of put things together correctly, and I was able to knock, I think, about 3 seconds off my lap time, if I remember right. But it's one of those things of, I have a hard time completely holding down the trigger. It's not natural to me, and that's what I'm trying to learn. Like in supercross, you're on the throttle, off the throttle, rhythms and things like that. And motocross, you necessarily don't do that. So it's really a completely different way of riding, and I'm adapting to it. But I will say that the setup that I had on this bike for the first moto, I really liked it. at least for this track. And people say that setup doesn't necessarily matter as much in motocross, but we'll see how that goes in second moto. All right, this is the first lap I'm going to show from the second moto, and I think it may actually be pretty much the only lap I show under full speed from the second moto. The second moto did not go quite as well. I don't know if I was just mentally tired at that point, but this was on an old setup, and this lap I think was about just over halfway through the second moto. And you might say, well, if you're 20 minutes into a moto, why is your jersey so clean, your bike so clean? Well, my old setup, I only had 3 liters of fuel in it, and 3 liters of fuel is not going to make you get to the end of a 30-minute moto. So that was a dumb thing on my part, but live and learn. That's just part of it. But so typically I need at least 6 liters when I'm trying to do a 30-minute plus. So but yeah, the bike just felt a little bit more erratic, and maybe it's a hybrid of this setup versus my first moto setup that I need to find, and maybe that'll work out. But I do believe that I was able to string it together, and let's see. Yeah, I was able to knock, I don't know, a second or so off my time. So, all right. Well, after that burner lap there, you see my ideal lap time is a 1:28.7. I believe that's what that is. I can't see; it's kind of small, but I might need to up the size of that so I can see it better. But I just had not great laps after that, and again, I don't know if it's because I was tired or what, but my best time was a 1:30.1, I believe is what that says, and so I'm not upset with that. I made a lot of progress on this. I've upped my time quite a bit from the beginning of the first moto, and that's the whole point, man, is to get comfortable, to learn, to get better. And I think I am getting slightly better, but I'm definitely not going to brag. I got a long way to go. So hope you guys enjoyed, and God bless.